Hello, welcome back to MechAniTuesdays, and it's about fucking time. So, what has everyone been doing besides you, Star, when you don't count?
Hey.
We'll say why he doesn't count in just a minute. You get to go last.
Oh, joy.
So, today we got a fourth co-host on, and that's gunnm, because I invited her on today because we're gonna have fun with this one.
Sup, bitches? I have no idea. I've not watched any of this. I've not read any of this. Nothing. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. But at the very least, I can give you guys shit and have you guys explain to me, what for art thou story? What does this mean? Tell me the things, because I don't know the things.
Oh, we'll be glad to tell you the things, gunnm.
Yes.
Damn fucking right, you're gonna tell me all the things.
So, along with gunnm, I've also got my two normal co-hosts here. Killigrave,
Well,
have you been?
normal's kind of stretching the
Yes,
definition of that word by a huge bit.
In
Yeah,
comparison to me,
You know what? I try going back to the discount dollar store, but they don't take returns, so I'm stuck with you two.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
what have you been up to?
Been working. I've been sick. I actually did my second video with Minx from Crinks TV,
Mm-hmm.
and
In that one.
Yep.
and building models and working on role-playing games.
You building models? I don't believe it.
Yeah, I finished
Who'd have
one.
took it?
Oh, the one I just recently finished was a trial, not because it was a difficult model, but parts of it were a vibrant neon green.
Sweet.
okay. All right.
It hurt.
Speaking of models, I'm gonna need your help because I feel like I broke mine.
What did you do?
I tried to put the part on the part, and the part didn't do the thing. I'm like, okay, well maybe I need to. Oh, that comes off. Oh God. Oh, what did I do? Oh no! You go back. How is this supposed to look? What am I doing, Keiji? I did the thing. Wait, no, I could fix this. I could find a way. Do I have glue? Do I need glue? Am I supposed to have glue for these things? Do I need to glue them together? I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
You can show me pictures and so forth when we get
The
off.
spiral begins.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I blame you.
That reminds me of the first two episodes of Frame Mom's Girls.
Oh God.
It literally does. Okay, so Starwin,
What?
go up to the class and show your doctor's note.
No, you can't make me. My parrot ate it. My demon bird ate it.
I thought you said your parent ate it. I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
that's what I said. I have
Parent with an N.
Oh,
P-A-R. Yeah.
No,
I have a demon bird. I have a
Cookie.
phoenix. No, Cookie didn't eat it. Well, I've been sicker than dog shit for the last week. Strep and tonsillitis. To the point where one of my tonsils was about the size of a golf ball. So, needless to say, that's why I wasn't in Anime Watch Club this week. I was dealing with that.
Yeah, I noticed you wasn't there, but me and Jinmax actually were able to have a really good episode for that one. So we ended up talking for about 10 minutes after the show, so it's going to be a little bit longer. But
what I'm hearing is Sparky cheated on you, Starwind.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Fucking whore.
He was probably getting tired of all the chocobo quiz I was making.
I wouldn't say that, but it was actually really, it was an interesting episode.
But you definitely know. But if you definitely know, I miss out on something horrible is going on.
Yeah. But no. Let me finish chilling out the stream, and then we'll come back to this.
Chill.
Okay. So, if you notice, this is kind of an off week because this week is supposed to be the week we don't do a show because last week we were supposed to do a show about Steam Boy.
We don't speak of that. It's a curse. We've already confirmed it.
Yeah.
We're not covering Steam Boy.
Not because it isn't a good movie.
No, because it's curses. It's curse.
Yeah, it apparently is a MechAniTuesday curse.
Yeah, but it's
worse than Big O curse.
Or being in a play and someone saying Macbeth. Okay, it's horrid.
Or being in a stream of Tron and saying aubergine.
Yeah.
But no, we're going that one. We may come back to it later on down the road, but we are not talking about it anymore. So we're moving on. And what better yet to move on to than something that just came out in mainstream theaters, and we're all supposed to have seen it. We all did see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
In one form or another.
I'm actually will. When you told me that earlier, KG, you kind of surprised me, but it's like, nah, he'd do that. He would do that.
Yeah.
I've done it too. I've done it before, so it does not matter one little bit.
I've not done any of these things, and you guys are terrible people.
No,
Kadun, stones in glass houses, sweetheart. Stones in glass houses.
Oh.
I have no idea what any of that means, but if I had a glass house and you're throwing stones, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure you'd be seeing plenty of rocks anyway.
No, last week, as everyone knows, was Valentine's Day. And I hope everyone had at least someone of a good Valentine's Day. If anyone remembers and sub to the channel, I actually did a stream with Kadun and Brackus on Valentine's Day talking about Toradora. And you know what? That's actually one of the funnest times I've had in a while that we actually just talking about in depth on the show. And it's like, I want to do this more. And the fuck was that?
Excuse me. That was me. That was the leftover pizza. It was making me make
fun. No, that was somebody with a small dick driving by.
It's like, hello.
No compensation.
But no, last week on Valentine's Day, Alita Battle Angel came out onto the big screen thanks to James Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna say right here as a statement of I told you so to the internet. James Cameron is the only one that could do a manga anime adaptation and do it fucking right. You know, get some pointers in Night Shyamalan's. Get some pointers. And along with the other artists that did Ghost in the Shell and Dragon Ball Evolution. I think there's a couple other ones.
Yeah, let's not talk about Dragon Ball Evolution.
Gundam G Savior.
God.
You know, right there, you got your base model. How to do it.
Yep.
Have James Cameron do it. But we got a slight issue with that. Technically, Alita Battle Angel is an anime.
Mm-hmm.
But Battle Angel Alita is. So it's actually based off of the manga. It's not based off the AMV, but God, it is so damn close to AMV, except for a couple quirks in the story that they changed from going to a long-running manga to a short-running AMV.
Are you, instead of AMV, or do you mean a OVA?
Well, OVA, excuse me, AMV.
Okay.
Forgive my dyslexia today. It's been kind of hectic a little bit.
It's all right.
I was gonna say we were 15 minutes late to this because my computer decided to shut off like 10 minutes before I was getting ready to figure out the hangout links, and it did not want to turn back on.
Well, you don't need to lie. You all were waiting for my ass, who's never seen this, because A, I was charging my phone, and B, I was talking with Doc.
Well, that was also part of it because it was like 10 minutes, it was like 5 or 7 minutes past 9 before I actually got hangout link to both KG and Starwind. So, then we read it for you.
Yeah.
So you weren't that far behind, so it's all right.
But the main point of contention was me. So, I'm sorry, folks. But no. So, let's go ahead and start off with the original. So, who here has seen Battle Angel Alita? It's a 2-episode OVA. Or, you know, they didn't combine it into a movie, but I know places have merged them together and showed it as a 1-hour film.
Mm-hmm.
So, who here has seen that?
Yep.
That's a big nope.
That was actually one of the first anime that I actually saw that made me kind of go, the fuck?
Battle Angel Alita is actually one of the first anime I have ever seen. It's actually what kind of got me hooked and drawn in. But when I came into watching it was, again, on the famous Action channel on satellite, or on cable, whichever one you got. And this was back when I think it was like 7 or 8 years old. I stumbled across it. And I actually remember what happened. I was after like a high school, a middle school football game. I came home from being banned, turned on the TV, and it was on. And it was the last half of it. I think the name of the episode's Tear Sign. And the part I seen is where Alita and Shugo was in the factory before Shugo got attacked. So that's how I got introduced to the show. And then later on, I finally got the chance to fully watch it and liked it.
You know how I got introduced to the show?
About 10 minutes ago.
I heard there was a movie based on an anime, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I've still not watched either. I'm so good. I'm so good at this. You brought the perfect guest on because I know nothing. Tell me the things, all the things. What is the thing? What is the Alita? What is the battle? What is the angel? And what is Amine? And
Amine.
All right. Stolen, I know you've seen this once before.
I'll be honest, Sparky, I haven't.
I thought you said you did.
No, I've seen parts and pieces. I have not seen the whole thing.
You've seen more than me.
But I was hoping this week I'd get to go see it. But like I said, due to the illness I had, I didn't get to go the fuck anywhere. I stayed in bed in my chair all day. So
yeah, can you not die? Thanks.
Yeah, my fort save's better than that. I just rolled a 1.
Yeah. Excuse me. I've got to do a public announcement real quick.
Uh-oh.
MechAniTuesdays is now looking for 2 open slots for co-hosts. Anyone may apply.
Must be able to beat Starwind and Mega Man. That's the only requirement. I don't think you're going to get anybody, Sparky. Just saying.
It's okay. I'm a really good guest co-host, which means you're not looking to replace me. You're just whenever I'm around, I'm around. But whenever I'm not around, well, that's most of the time anyway. I'm just usually in the chat haunting and demanding Sparky to do the thing. By the way, Sparky.
Oh, God.
I didn't even have to bring it up today.
Yep.
I was wondering if I was going to have to.
Sparky, will you do the thing?
Do I have to?
Yes,
Yes,
she's a co-host, technically.
You don't have to.
She's a co-host, technically.
I just really, really want you to.
This is going to turn into Battle Angel Cadunt here in a minute.
Wait, is that the premise of the show?
I can see her doing some of those moves.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you, that's how.
Oh.
Gun.exe has broken.
I had like
Please contact Anti-Hero Software.
I had so many comments. I had so many remarks that I was about to make, and that brain go there. What is thinking? Holy shit! I need a mop. Hold on. I'll be right back. You guys do talk about the anime real quick. I'm gonna clean this up. Ooh. Oh, sticky.
Anyways, Battle Angel Alita is set in the forward dystopian cataclysmic future. So it's one of those end of the world type deal, futuristic animes. And really, the best comparison that you can make to Battle Angel Alita is Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm. If you look at Battle Angel, they did the whole they really did a beautiful job of a dark cyberpunk-esque genre.
I could say a little bit just from like the pictures I've seen, because I did Google some pictures just in case something went horribly wrong, which I'm glad I did in the long run. I was getting like a really, really dark Shadowrun kind of vibe to the place.
That's exactly what they wanted you to feel.
I was going to say, the next thing I was expecting was someone to say, slot off, frag face. But, you know, c'est la vie.
But no, they did do a good job. And, shocker, it's actually supposed to be set around Kansas City, Missouri.
Really?
It is.
Huh. I got a couple of people I should talk to about that.
There's actually a place in the show. They did a good job recreating it in the movie, and the manga and anime. There is a bar called Kansas, and it's a hunter warrior hangout. So you can think of hunter warriors in this like maverick hunters.
Bounty more or less.
Yeah, exactly, because there is no form of law system. The only form of government jurisdiction or authority is a floating city above this dystopian place called Junk City. It's called Zone, and it's said to be one of the last great floating cities. So beforehand, there's like 300 years before the setting of the show, the earth was covered in these floating cities, and there was a war. It was, I think it was called the Terraforming Wars, and because of it, there's only one city left called Zalem, and basically you can think of them as like first-class citizens in this world. Everyone else is considered trash, not worth anything, and they work for the betterment of the people in Zalem. And this is supposed to be set somewhere within the Midwest of America. So it's a dystopian future with, well, everyone guessed it, cyberpunk. Literally, majority of the population of Scrap Iron City is either part or fully cyberized in some way, shape, or form. So, the premise of the show, Battle Angel, it's following the story, or it's following the character of a girl named Alita. And it's not really, if you watch the OVA and you've only watched the OVA, it does not give you a good backstory of who Alita is.
Yeah, it gives no backstory on her. She just is.
She just exists.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't even exist. So how the show starts off and how the manga starts up and how the movie starts up, they start off the exact same. And I gotta say, I watched the OVA when I left for the manga. Now I've seen the movie, and I came back and I rewatched it just to do a comparison. Scene for scene, detail for detail. Even the you see Ida walking through the scrap heap below Zalem, just looking for robotic parts because he's a cyber doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And the head he picks up to pull the eye out, the robotic eye out of the socket of the head.
Yep.
Basically, robot.
I went back and I looked. They did a good job depicting in the movie how it looked, detail for detail. I mean, you look at it and you look at the movie and you look at the manga and you look at the OV, they're the same. There is no off skew or it's just a robotic head. I mean, it looks exactly the same. So the detail that they did in trying to recreate this world, backdrops, characters, I gotta give credit on. But going through, he finds a torso, basically of looks like a doll, and it's Alita. And come to his surprise, Alita is still alive. She's in I think what they said was Topaz, which is a state of suspended animation.
Basically sleep mode.
Basically. So Alita is a full cyborg. And what Alita actually is, and they go into it in the manga. It's actually kind of creepy of what she actually is before she was a cyborg. But yeah, he finds her, he rebuilds her, and he gives her a brand new body, but she has memory loss. She does not know who she was, who she is, what she's supposed to do. So Ito gives her the name of Alita. Or if you're watching Japanese, it's Gali.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching the OVA, they kind of messed that up. So instead of taking the name, because I never really got it. So instead of taking the Japanese translation of the name and then giving it to what they actually named the show from. So the show's named by Andrew Alita, but they gave it the name of Gali. So it's the OVA kind of screwed some stuff up, but it's 1995. I think we can forgive that just a little bit.
Just a tad.
But fuck. I was gonna come into something, but I forgot why I was gonna interject from it. Oh no, I remember now. So who knows Alita's true backstory?
I haven't read the manga in forever, and just recently saw the movie, so I don't know how those two correlate together.
Okay, so the movie does not bring this up at all.
Okay.
And if you have not read the manga, then you have no idea. But technically, Alita is not even human. And it's actually a really interesting premise of how they of what she is and how she became a cyborg. She had no choice to become a cyborg.
By the way, to anyone listening, spoiler alert.
Come on, you got some klaxon for that, Sparky.
Well,
we need a spoiler klaxon.
All right, fine. I'll
we do it correctly. Sparky, that's not on the spoiler klaxon. That's your freaking antivirus software screwing up. We've had this discussion.
Well, I
know.
It works.
Yeah, it works.
Either that or it was the KG had ice cream and not lactate warning.
So let me try to bring this up real quick.
Are you catching up with the story here, Cadet?
I think she's muted, and I was gonna say
I could say something, but she knows where I live.
I could say something. She don't know where I live.
Go for it. It's all about you.
I was gonna say, damn, it must have been a hell of a mess she made.
Love, the type you clean up with a mop and bucket, like the lost catacombs of Egypt. Only God knows where we stuck it. Hieroglyph. Okay, I'm done. Any question on that rhythm that I'm white? Yeah.
Oh, you're white. I know you're white.
Pale face looks at me and goes, "Damn, dude, you need some color."
Oh God, I had this fucking bookmark and I can't find it.
So maybe that's why your computer shut down.
Yeah, well, I had all this shit pulled up, and my computer shut down, and it kind of fucked me all up. So, in this world, I can't remember the name of what the disease it is, but it's actually a really, really common disease. What is it? Was it? But it's have you ever had blisters?
Mm-hmm.
Or like cysts or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I found it. In this world, there's a condition called mass tumors.
Are we talking like Akira mass tumors or?
No, they're like, all right. So what this is, and here's the definition of it. Mass tumor is an aggressive form of sarcoma, which takes the form of a fully developed head, which grows in proportions on and inside the host. The heads have fully formed brains and appear to be fully capable of independent thought. Death from mass tumors often come from high nutrient and oxygen demand from the tumor's brain, which stresses the victim's heart and lungs to its breaking point.
So we're basically talking about what's his bucket from Total Recall, then, right? Something like that.
Oh, you mean
yeah.
I know.
I can't think of his fucking name.
I think wasn't what it. Yeah, him, or you can think of Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm bad Ash. You're good Ash. Could be little two shoes. Goody. Yep.
I need to watch that again.
Just also a warning, guys. I've got Dick Diddley for sleep, so I'm running off of pretty much Coke and Red Bull. So if I'm a little more off kilter than usual, it's Cadet's fault because she can't protect herself right now.
Oh. But
love.
no,
Nothing but love. Don't hurt me.
But no, that's what Alita is.
She's a tumor?
She was one of those mass tumors.
She's not a tumor.
No, she is a tumor.
So her mother, which was supposed to have this tumor, they were able to remove it and then, put her into a cyborg body. And there you go.
So they gave a tumor a robot body.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
But that's who Alita is. And in the base storyline, that was set 300 years before this, where she actually came into the manga, into the show. So before that, there was what was called the Terraforming Wars. And during these Terraforming Wars, it was between Mars and Earth. Now, I have not fully read the manga, so right now I'm just speculating from what I've put together and I've seen. But she was considered one of the battle cyborgs that the Mars division used. And it was basically a war between, Independence of Mars and Earth. We've seen this before.
I was about
Iron-blooded orphans, but with people-sized robots.
Or, Total Recall, or Armitage the Third.
Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, Son of the Enders was the one I was
That's
Well, didn't mean to steal your thunder there, brother.
thinking. I was
So,
going to think of Gundam Wing too, really, if you really want to think about it.
Endless Waltz. The
Yeah.
end of Endless Waltz. Because they were going to Mars to set up a base.
Yep.
What was it?
A colony.
Gundam Wing Frozen Tears, which was, I think it was a light novel. Don't quote me on that, but I remember it had a lot of the old characters, and they were talking about some Mars-related hubbub and hullabaloo.
Yep. But she was considered she was one of those battle cyborgs. And she was trained in a really unique form of combat called Panzerkunst. Panzerkunst. Which is a form which is actually a form of martial arts developed for full-bodied cyborgs.
Almost sounds like Solid Snake's. What should we rephrase that? Big Boss is fighting style CQC.
Yeah, the Foxhound CQC.
So that's kind of the backstory behind Alita and the world setting. So let's go ahead and roll this back into where the movie sets in and to the OVA into the manga. So for a light part of it, the movie and the OVA kind of mirror each other back to back, and major plot points. But in some aspects of it, it's different. So a couple of things that you'll see different between the movie and the OVA is instead of the arena when you have where you have cyborg fighting contests, which is in the OVA, you have motor racing, which is what was in the manga and what they brought into the actual movie.
Are you talking about that weird rollerball looking thing that they were doing in the trailers?
Yes. So that's one main difference. Second main difference is how the story progresses with the characters. There's more detail into the movie. There's more information brought into it. There's some things different. Like they changed the Dr. Ito's assistant from a guy that looked like had a license plate for a brain case on top of his head to a woman with a prosthetic arm helping him with his cyberization surgeries.
Yeah, more of a true nurse.
Yeah. So that's one difference. Another one is the addition and the removal of some cyborgs and some of the fighting scenes. So one of the first times in the OVA, you actually see Alita go through in battle. Is actually one of the coolest scenes in the show. And they changed that up in the movie. So beforehand, she was fighting Grishka and another guy. And in the movie, they have her fighting 3 guys, isn't it?
It was 2 guys and a girl and a woman who really liked Ito's eyes.
Yeah, well, in the OVA, that was an actual female. She wasn't a cyborg.
Yeah.
Like in a Jeepers Creepers kind of like your eyeballs way?
She honestly never really got a chance to elaborate on that.
So we can just assume yes.
Probably.
So that's the fighting scenes, how people come back, even the like the scenes with Shugo. I actually liked what they did with Shugo and his character in the show, because in the other one, in the OVA, yeah, he was really a criminal and a bad guy because he went around stealing people's spines.
No, he's just a big fan of Scorpion. That's all. He really liked Mortal Kombat.
But in the movie, he was just a what they consider a cyborg stripper. So it didn't really kill anyone. It just stripped parts from cyborgs. So
I was about to say,
crying.
I said come again, but I don't think you heard me. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Come again on what?
You said cyborg stripper.
Well, port stripper.
That's a little.
Think Repo, the genetic opera kind of thing.
So, like on the motor battle, cyborgs, they would corner them in alleys and, strip the parts off of them that make them good at motorball.
Yeah.
And then turn around and resell them on the black market, or, actually he worked for, I can't remember the guy's name, but he worked for the guy that ran the motorball tournaments. So sell the parts, give it to him. He can put it on his business guys. Hey, guess what?
We got brand new parts.
You're not talking Nova, are you?
Not Nova. I'm talking about the black guy. And that's actually another thing I liked. The OVA, you don't know who the fuck Nova is.
Mm-hmm.
They never bring him up once. Nova is one of those. He's one of those villains that stick around for a while. And he really does, because he was there until the end of the actual running of Power Ranger Alita. He gets killed off when they redid the manga. I think what they said was that like 100, 200 years after the events of Alita. And that goes into something completely different. But yeah, he was one of those true all and be all bad guys, and he's pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
but no, it was I can't remember the guy's name, but the black guy with glasses. What was his name?
I don't remember.
I'm so bad with characters.
The one guy who's a face.
Yeah, that guy.
Right.
That guy.
Right. And he's got the
You got the thing. The thing.
Yeah.
He's got those two
and
things.
he wears that one outfit with the clothes.
He's got those two things over the sniffer.
Vector. His name was Vector.
Hey, see, we helped.
Yeah. But
Sparky's thinking to himself, I am replacing these guys tomorrow.
It's all good. But no, the guy I should go watch was Vector. And I like what they did in the movie. They kind of lined up what he was doing. Still fucked up, but at least it wasn't as bad as what they had in the OVA and the manga. So I like that touch to it. But I'm actually really happy with the fight scenes with Grishka, because to a point, they looked identical to the OVA. Except for the ending of the second fight and the third fight that they had. But that follows more aligned with the manga than from the OVA. So,
and just as a side note, and we'll probably be touching on to that again, the fight scenes from the movie were fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, they were fluid-like. And you couldn't tell what was... When they really got into motion, they actually started fighting. Everything moved along in such a motion.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't tell what was what.
Couldn't tell what was live action and what was CGI.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, and the way that they did the fighting is Alita is not a physical powerhouse.
Nope. She's more what we call in the business a dex fighter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, her dex rating would be through the freaking roof.
She's not really a powerhouse until she gets a berserker body.
Right. But like the...
Did you steal it from Guts? That's the only thing I think of when I hear Berserker.
But yeah, the way that they did, the way she evolved, the way she moved, how she focused on being hard to hit. really did justice to the character.
Again, she's a dex fighter.
Oh, big time. Rogues wished they had her dex.
Talk about that dex.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Sparky. Go ahead and continue.
Oh no, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting my information correct.
All right. But when you saw her fight, it was very fluid. You could see a what's the term I'm looking for? A precision to her moves and how she hit, when she hit, what she was going after. That
Calculating.
Thank you. Yes. Because most of the times before she actually did a strike or anything, there was this pause of her figuring out what's going on and almost like what was the best to do what.
I was gonna say you could almost call her a min-maxer at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all right. So Ito in the movie gave her a body that he made himself. And it was never really, it was explained in the manga that the body that he handmade for Alita. But it didn't bring into aspects of what they did in the actual movie. Because I believe Ito never really had a daughter.
Yeah,
in
I
the movie,
don't recall that.
Yeah, in the movie, he had a daughter. Now,
whose name was?
Alita.
Yep.
Oh God, it's an Astro Boy situation all over again.
I have some issues with the Pixel Astro Boy movie because in any generation of that show, Astro Boy never retained his memories of his previous life.
Nope.
He was a recreation to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he was a recreation to replace Tenma's son.
Yep.
And that's all he was a replacement. But in the Pixar movie, he retained his memories. And it's like, how is that possible?
But you have to also remember the important thing. They gave him his most unique ability, his butt cannons.
Machine gun. Yeah. Butt machine
cannons,
gun.
Machine guns, it's all the same. You point your butt at somebody and they go boom. That's about anybody ever wanted.
Yeah, that was my whole issue in that Pixar movies. They didn't bring up a good explanation of how he kept his memories. But no, I think they made a nice trade-off within the movie between the manga and the OVA. Because in the manga, her original body that Ito made was destroyed. But it was not destroyed by Grishka. It was destroyed by someone else. But I think it's a nice trade-off to make that fight scene between her and Grishka seem like that's what happened.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, you can look at the movie and it's not a true one-for-one of the manga or a true one-for-one of the OVA, but it's a good combination and meshing of the two to make a brand new story to kind of keep it within context of what they can do to make a teaser for a next one if they ever make a next one, which may or may not happen.
I hope so.
And or have a good point to end on. Because the ending for the movie itself was satisfying at best. And we'll get into the ending later on down the road. But it goes on to her berserker body, which was an ancient cyborg body that was found by Ito. In the movie, it was found by Alita. And after she got that body, she was able to take on and fight a number of opponents.
Yeah. Her body type was named appropriately.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you go back and you watch the fight scenes, Zapan and Grishka, a lot of them were like-for-like scenes from the OVA, the manga, and into the movie. So I give them credit for that one. So, anything else you want to add on to that, KG?
What was it? The second fight she had with him was very much the locale of the fight was very similar to the way it was in the OVA. There was a lot of similarities without actually being carbon copies. So it definitely it gave it, for those of us who had seen it, an air of
Familiarity.
Thank you. I am not Englishing well.
That's all right.
What is this English?
It's apparently a language other people speak.
I mean, all I've been hearing this whole time that you guys have been talking about this is ching chong, ching chong.
Cadunt is a sexy beast.
Ching chong?
Yeah. But it was I lost my train of thought. It gave enough for those of us who had seen it to see it and go, okay, I can, I know who this guy is, I know who she is, but also by keeping it new, because there's the little bit of differences and some other things didn't quite go as you thought they were going to go. So it was a very nice reimagining of some of these scenes.
I don't mind when somebody changes something up to make it relevant or to make it better or anything like that. But it kind of brings me back to my issues with like Ghost in the Shell.
Oh,
so here's my issues with Ghost in the Shell. They took 3 different movies and aspects from 2 different shows, hacked them all up, and put them together to make an entirely new movie. Reimagining and screwed up the fucking concept of it.
Wait, what?
That's what Ghost in the Shell did.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm glad I skipped that.
Now, what Alita did is they take things within the OVA and the manga, they change them up slightly to make them fit better with each other, to make a more interesting story, to have a good ending point, and to tell you a little bit more about the characters, because a lot of the stuff that they told you, you don't know until like further on down the road. But they put it in so it makes a more complete story.
Okay.
I like that.
And
So
they didn't change, whereas in Ghost in the Shell, the basic premise of the major and so forth, they threw it out the window. I mean, they did not do a very good job of keeping with the source material. Alita, they took everything they could from the different source materials and tried to make a cohesive story, and they succeeded.
Yes, they did do that. Now, moving on through the story. So that's the first act of the OVA. It's basically Alita, coming into being, trying to learn about herself. She becomes a hunter warrior. You find out she's kind of badass. And then you go from there. So the second half of the story actually has to deal with her humanity and what it means to be human. So you you meet up with a character in the first part of the show called Shugo. And he's basically a go-around handyman. He does anything. He can fix anything. He's kind of a jack of all trades. He's about the same age as Alita. And she gets introduced to him because he's working on equipment for Ito. So, unbeknownst to her, she doesn't know about his, nighttime gig.
Uh-oh.
But, yeah. but talks to him and ends up falling in love with him. And I like how they took it. I like how they took it in the movie. I think they gave that more emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I think I take away from the movie compared to the OVA was I think they knew where it was going to go, and they knew how they wanted it to end. They had the story written for them, and they tried their best to write a memorable character and how this character interacted with this one, and try and make that bond. But I think they did a good job making the base work for the top of the tower that's already built. But I think the structure that connected the two was kind of weak because it felt like you went from that and jumped to the end. It kind of felt lackluster to me.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I think in the OVA, they probably spend maybe a total of 10, 15 minutes talking to each other. It's time skipped a lot. So,
Yes.
You can only do so much with 2 30-minute shows.
Yes. So it's time skipped a lot. So there's a lot of stuff that's not there. They do go into it in the manga, but Alita ends up falling in love with Shugo. And unfortunately, about this time, she finally reveals her feelings to him. Comes to find out, hey, he also steals cyborg parts and is wanted for murder by the factory. So this comes into being a really big problem for Alita. So whenever a criminal comes out, it comes down the pipe from the factory, well, from Zalem to the factory, and they put a bounty on their heads. And then the hunted warriors hunt the bounty targets.
Yep.
Alita is now a hunter warrior.
Uh-oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly.
However, she finds out from him the reason why he was doing this. And, I guess you can say love triumphs all. And she was willing to help him. Unfortunately, I'll go with the OVA, and then we can mix it in with the movie, because I actually like what they did with the movie a lot better than the OVA.
Mm-hmm.
So, while he was getting the money needed, because Vector told me it cost 10 million credits to be able to go up to Zalem, which was a big scam. Nobody can go up to Zalem. He gets attacked by one of the other hunter warriors. Now, the hunter warrior that attacks him in the OVA is not seen in the movie. And in fact, the person in the movie is called Zapan, and he's actually the one that catches Shugo trying to steal his spine. So, I said they do a lot of switching and place jumps. Except this character doing this, it was this character did that. So, in the OVA, he ends up getting his arm cut off by one of the hunter warriors, and Alita comes in and basically beats the shit out of him and stops him. Apparently, it's the same hunter warrior that killed his brother a long time ago for building an airship to try to get to Zalem. So, okay, Shugo's in there dying. What do you do in that situation? You wait for a cyber doctor to come up and says, I can help you, cut his head off, supply his fucking host life support system to him, and to keep his head alive while you take it to a cyborg doctor and he builds him a new body.
So we literally have a lollipop chainsaw situation going on?
Exactly. Pretty much.
So that's how you...
Are we sure Suda 5 wants that part of this show somehow? Because it sure as hell sounds like it.
And I was actually going to make that joke. So apparently I steal your thunder, you steal mine.
But no, in order to save his life, Shirin, which is, we forgot to mention Shirin, which is actually one of the cyborg doctors that was helping Vector with the manga and the movie with the motorbot races, and then the OVA with the fighting. She is the one that rebuilt Grishka to go up against Alita, but she was also together with Ito. They both came from Zalem down to Scrap Iron City. And the reason that gave in the movie, I actually like it because it fits better than what it does in the manga. Because they went down because of their daughter. I think that was a nice touch that they did in the movie, a nice add-in that they did that was kind of, well, they just came down for reasons from Zalem, or they got tired of it.
Yeah.
So Shirin was reminded a lot about her feelings for Ito and decided to help Alita out by trying to save Shugo's life. And at the time, the only thing that they could do was, like I said, keep his brain alive.
Yep.
So Shirin, Shirin and Alita cut his head off because he was already dead and bypassed her life support system to him to keep him alive. And then later on, she goes up to Ito, and Ito makes Shugo a cyborg body. And from there, it kind of diverges into two different paths. So here's one of the big differences between the movie and the OVA, and in the movie and the manga. So it was Ito that went up to Vector to confront him about lying to Shugo and basically Shugo ruining his life. And when he goes up to Vector, he finds out that, hey, Vector was actually going to keep his promise to Shirin and send her up to Zalem as well. There was just one little thing that they left out of the little fine print of her going up to Zalem. It was not going to be in one piece.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. In the movie, it's not Ito, it's Alita that confronts Vector. So doing this after this, depending on what you're watching, Shugo wakes up. And if you're a disembodied head on a cyborg body, what's your first instinct to do?
Check my penis.
Well, at least somebody's thinking with their head.
Exactly. Hey,
Which head?
I gotta make sure that there's still some equipment. True, I'm not using it right now, but
Gotta know where it's at.
yeah. A, gotta know where it's at, and B, I mean, you gotta think a situation like that. There's got to be some serious porn going on with the nonstop robo.
Well, I guess you can just be glad that you didn't get placed on a sex robot body then.
I wouldn't classify it as being glad.
Not just classified as being preoccupied.
Okay, yeah, preoccupied would be accurate.
Oh god, that reminds me of Clockwork Planet.
I know you showed me and you've been telling me to watch it. I've watched the first episode, but I haven't seen the rest of it yet.
All right, so I'm not gonna spoil it, but there ends up being like later on down the road a scene where they find a cyborg, a male cyborg soldier, and he's just a head. So well, in order to get him to talk, they had to put him back into a body, and they put him back into a sexroid body. A female one.
Which one?
A female one at that.
Oh my god, I would never leave the house. I'd be too preoccupied playing with my own breasts.
That's about what happens.
God.
More or less. But, no, Shugo wakes up, and in both scenes, and this is why I feel like it was too rushed, in my opinion. because they wanted to get to the. I know they want to have that scene because it's a big moment in both the manga and the anime.
Yeah,
it's a really big moment. But I feel that the story that they were trying to tell in the movie was just way too rushed. And it all starts from being rushed whenever Alita's going to her first battle ball contest, and Shugo goes to quit. He's not gonna do this anymore. And then from that time period to the showdown, it just seems like it was rushed in my book.
Yeah, like you said, it is for Alita herself. The scene in question is very poignant. It is a defining moment in her life.
Yeah. So what ends up happening was Shugo's lost everything, and he hasn't gone through his thick head. There's more than Zom. He has not got that through his face. He has not seen that this girl loves him fully.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got one thing on the brain, and that's to get to Zom, no matter what. So Zom is actually tied down to the earth with big steel cables, and that's what they use to transport stuff to and from the factories down in Scrapyard City up to Zom. Well, these cables look about as big around as the fucking cables on the Golden Gate Bridge. So what ends up happening is he climbs up, and he's gonna crawl his way up to Zom. And the one thing I want to scream out.
Spoiler?
Spoiler. But one thing I want to scream out, it's something that I actually really enjoyed and cared for in the show Pandora and Crimson Shell, is you're not going to be able to use a cyborg body right after your head gets attached to it like that.
No, there's a period where you have to figure out what you're doing. I mean, even in the movie, Alita had to she got out of bed and fell down.
Yeah, she had to get used to her new body.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he couldn't have done that, but when you're walking upright on two legs on a steel cable, however many thousands of feet in the fucking air. No, I call bullshit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
that's tough to do if you are in your real body.
Yeah. I call bullshit. And like I said, that's something I actually adored the show Pandora and the Crimson Shell, because they actually hammer home on that in that show. That's something that everyone that's had some sort of cybernetic prosthetic or full cyberization surgery, the struggle to control that cyberization part. And I liked it when they brought it up in RoboCop, the new RoboCop. I thought that was a nice touch. I wish they would have done that more here, but different stories. Maybe the cyber surgeries are that good that they can just it's like that. It's not really explained.
Yeah.
So the defining moment is just whenever Alita climbs up to go after him. And then finally, at the last moment, he realizes it. He gets it. There's more to life than Zom. And then it happens. They find out about the defense mechanisms that are on the fucking steel cables that keep things from crawling up to Zom. A big rotating steel ring that shreds anything on it to pieces.
Yep.
And I gotta say, the defining scene, they couldn't have done any better.
Does the words fatality get screamed out?
But the nice touch I think they did was procuring on how much of a fucking asshole Nova is in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually something they don't show in the manga. and something they don't show in the OVA. It actually is brought up later on in the manga that, Nova did do that, and he did it intentionally to cause Alita torment. But I think it's a defining moment that they did it right there in that point in the show, and they showed it. Especially for down the road. If they decide to make a sequel to it. And hello, John Doe.
Hey, John Doe.
But yeah. From that point on, it moves on. If you watch the OVA, the last remaining scene is Ito and Alita make a small little hot air balloon, and the only thing left of Shugo before he dropped to his death is just one of his arms, and the only thing that left of Shirin is one of her earrings. So as a funeral procession, they put them both in this hot air balloon and sent it up to Zone. Because at the end, that's what they really wanted, was to go up to Zolm. So that's, to me, that was a touching end for the OVA. And the manga, Alita wrapped herself up in her motorball career to get to a point to where she'll be able to get up to Zolm. And they strike that point home with the movie. So what do you think about the motorball scenes, KG?
They didn't they didn't have anything to really go off of with the I'm not Englishing. It was very much what reminded me, and I'm probably gonna get shot at by some people. Speed Racer. It reminded me a lot of the races in Speed Racer.
Actually, since you said that, I can see that.
Okay, good. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It was awesome. But it was one of those things that as I'm watching it, I'm like, this reminds me a lot of the Speed Racer movie that next to nobody liked except for a handful of us.
I liked it.
Oh,
I did too.
God, which one? The Wachowski brothers version?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That was pretty good.
I mean, visually and everything, it was absolutely fabulous.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of what those scenes reminded me of, was like the desert race and so forth, and the Final Cup race.
Well, there was one point in that whole motorball scene that I actually loved because it reminded me of two things. One was from an anime, but I remember the scene, but I can't remember what it's from. The other one kind of reminded me, the same scene of Children in the Corn. So one of them, the chasing Alita, and this guy is using chains to throw at her and trying to get her and all that good stuff. And they, for whatever reason, come up to what looks like a fucking wood chipper on steroids.
They're hazards. It's like BattleBots, it sounds like.
This ain't on the track. This is out in the city because she left the track to go after Shugo to help him because he was being chased.
Mm-hmm.
So this is somewhere within the streets of Scrap Iron City. And, classic cliche. A chain gets caught in it and he gets sucked in.
Yeah.
And it's funny. They had a lot of touch of humor in the show, and
they did a beautiful job of balancing like her innocence and uncertainty, her humanity and trying to learn more about it, the raw holy shit emotion, and then the levity. They did a good balancing act.
Yes, they did. I'm just surprised at how close to the actual source they stuck to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, at the end of the day, that's what that's what sold it for me. It's because they stayed true and close to the source material.
Yeah, and I'm gonna sound
And the visuals were beautiful also.
Yeah, I'm gonna sound a little political here when I say this, and I apologize. Is also she wasn't a Mary Sue character. You know, she's not like what we're seeing in a lot of movies nowadays, where she's perfect.
Oh no! That reminds me, we're gonna be reading an article, and it's a good thing you brought that up because that makes the perfect segue. So I'm gonna go ahead and screen share my screen. So screen rant. Alita has a design problem, but it's not the big eyes. Now, I just before we start going through start reading this article, it's by Molly Freeman. So this is who Molly Freeman is. Just for context. So, Alita Battle Angel brings Alita's big eyes to life in stunning fashion, making them look incredibly believable. But the movie fails to compellingly explain why her android body conforms to a sexualized ideal body type.
What?
Here we go.
Yeah, I cannot make this up. I don't know who's echoing, but I can hear a slight echo on my headset.
Yeah, ditto here.
Yeah, I've been hearing it too.
Odd man out.
Odd man out.
Hold on, wait. Let's find out if it's me. Now say things.
Say things? What kind of things?
All the things.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Okay, so it's not me.
All right, so
I'll mute myself. Hold on.
Okay. Do we still hear the echo?
is there an echo? Do I hear echo? No, I don't.
I do not hear an echo.
It's Starwind.
You have been.
You have been outed, sir.
Go ahead and keep it muted, and unmute to chip in because I'll be stopping per paragraph so we can kind of go, what the fuck?
Okay.
All right. So Robert Rodriguez's Alita Battle Angel adapts Yuko Kirishio's Battle Angel Alita's manga for the big screen, bringing this character to live action using CGI to transform actress Rosa Salazar into the hero Alita. Battle Angel works as an original story for Alita, with the android's core being salvaged by Dr. Dyson Ito, Christopher Waltz. Alita spends much of the movie attempting to discover who she was, forgiving, for going a path for the person she wants to be. During the first two acts of Battle Angel, Alita utilizes the body that Ito created for his sickly daughter before she was murdered. In the second act, Alita discovers an android warrior's body on a ship belonging to the United Republic of Mars arm, and feels a connection to it. After a battle against Gariska, in which her body created by Ito is destroyed, he attaches her to the arm tech body. It's here that Alita finally becomes the character from the manga. Sexualized adult body and all, but the explanation the movie gives for why she looks the way she is eye-rollingly bad.
Okay, that was not a sexualized body. It was a fit warrior female's body.
Well, technically, it wasn't female to begin with.
No, but when she finished adapting it,
yeah, it was what her mind. They explain it later on in the article. But I'm sitting here going, it's like, what explanation and why? Because if you read the manga, the body she has in the manga is way more sexualized, and it was like that from the beginning.
Yeah.
And another point of contention, she stood up chest height to Ito. She is actually taller in the movie. She is more in the OVA and the manga. She is more like to be between the ages of 14 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how she looked. And in the movie, they keep the same age range, but up to a little bit to like 16, 18.
Yeah, because the nurse even says, looks like she's a little older than you thought.
Yeah. In the end, if this is your bitch about the movie, stuff it.
Eat a dick.
You have not watched the original. You have not grown up with it. You have not read and seen all the various chapters of it. If you think that is bad, I implore you, please go read the manga. Anyways, continuing on. Ostensibly, Alita Bio Angel depicts Alita with big eyes and a sexualized idea body type. Oh my god, Sparky is gatekeeping. No, I just don't like people that like to bitch about shit like this. It's like, okay. You have an opinion about something. Okay. If you want to say that you don't like this because of this, and that is your opinion, that's fine. I don't care. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm not going to try to change your mind at all. If you don't like something for something, fine. I don't care. You go ahead and do it. But when you go out and you write an article like this to try to sway people's opinions, and it's based off of your own ideas, expect a little backlash and feedback from people. So
Yeah.
I am all for fair criticism, and I'm all fair for, okay, well, explain this, or your reasoning is bullshit. If you're trying to sell this to people to get them to change their minds, and that's what this is. Now, if it was just, no, this is my personal opinion, and this is how I feel about it, and then went on to something else about the story, and just to cover it as a aspect of perception of the story, that's one thing. This is different.
Why are you taking me seriously?
It's because I actually have to explain myself nowadays to people. Otherwise, issues happen.
Here's my explanation behind this. The author of this piece of drivel is an idiot. The movie was fantastic. It's not like Alita was running around with double D's and curvy hips, looking like something out of a hentai that is trying to beat things up. She looked like somebody who was of the right age, with the right body type, you would expect from somebody who could tear your ass off and make you eat it.
Yep. Well, I mean, that even comes back to Ghost in the Shell on how, the major looks sexualized, and the major, it was cultural depreciating, and it's like, whoa. I may not like Ghost in the Shell, the movie. I may not like the remake, but the one thing they did get right was the look of the major. I'm not going to deny that one.
Yep.
Scarlett Johansson pulled it off fucking right. I mean, you cannot tell a difference, almost.
Personally, I would have preferred somebody Japanese doing it. Because Section 9 is in Japan. It's supposed to be Japanese nationals.
It's supposed to be, but however, what do you do? If they had made her more oriental in the show, in the movie, I can see that. Unfortunately, she looks more English than anything else. And that comes down to the artist of the show. So you can't you can argue against it and you can argue for it. My point is they wanted to cover the movie, the original source, as best as possible. They did a damn good job of it, so I've got to give them that.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. It's just, it's one of those.
I get where you come from.
Yeah, it's the QA in me.
Yeah. So, there we go. So, in a sexualized ideal type of body, because that's how the character looks in the manga. We can presume the movie didn't want to reimagine or redesign the character in any way, and the filmmaking went to great lengths to bring Alita's uniquely large eyes to life. However, the movie never explicitly explains why Alita's eyes are so big. We do see in flashbacks that all the other androids had eyes like that, so it's part of the design. But Battle Android Alita goes to the trouble of explaining why Alita's body transforms from how she originally found it to a body with large breasts, a small waist, and an overall thin appearance. After Ito connects Alita's core to the body, it transforms, and Nurse Gerhan makes a comment that the tech is conforming to Alita's idea of how she should look.
And
I don't see the issue.
Yeah.
I don't see the issue for a couple different reasons, because one, I don't agree with the eyes. I really don't. Yeah, it makes the character, it really does bring the character to life how she is in the manga. Because she is one of those big-eyed anime characters, manga characters. I mean, I can see that. And everyone else, the eyes looked normal sized. And I like the idea that they put it together as it's probably because of how is. And that was maybe the design style of the cyborgs. It's not explained, but I like the idea. But I don't see what the issue is. It's like, why is this a thing? Why is this attempting to be made a thing when it's not? I just don't get it. And I think this is when she's in the factory trying to go after Vector.
Yeah. That's near the end.
Yeah. The contrast between how the movie treats Alita's eyes, which are big just because that's the way she and the androids were designed. That's a much more better answer or question than why is her body so sexualized? Her body looks feminine. I think the major question is why in the hell is her eyes so big? Not why does her body look so damn sexualized? It looks like a female body. Get over it.
Yeah. What's this gal's name? Molly Malone or whatever?
Molly Freeman.
Hey, Molly.
This is Molly Freeman right here.
Yeah, show me again. Hey, Molly. I understand you're jealous of a fictional character's body. Don't bring everyone else down.
All right, so the contrast between how the movie treats Alita's eyes, which are big just because that's the way she and androids were designed, versus the body, which is given an actual expositional explanation, implies that filmmakers knew that they need to explain why her body became over-sexualized the filmmakers knew they needed to justify why Alita went from a muscular appearance from the original body to a sexualized feminine body. It becomes, in order to maintain the character's manga design, and the justification is ridiculous in its delivery. No, I could come up with an explanation off the top of my head. They were battle bodies, so they have to be able to be swapped out when they get damaged or anything like that. So the best thing you can do is make a body that can conform to its wearer's needs. So the body she found was a standard body. When they hooked her up to it, it conformed to her needs.
And the thing is why is all this happening? Because Alita is special. She's able to do things that no other cyborg was able to do. She was making the body conform to what she thought it should be. And that's not, and the doctor even says, I've never seen this before. Again, putting in that she's special. The big eyes may be a design thing, but she herself was special. She was unique. There was something about her that let these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
No, Alita is far from a special snowflake. She will put her fist so far up your ass that she can help you floss. Okay? She is a beast, but she's a very likable beast. Don't be on her bad side.
All right, so Kadan's gonna know where I'm gonna come from on this. If I had to choose between pissing off Alita or Tiger, I would piss Tiger off daily.
Oh, really?
She's here.
Well, that's probably because she's a cyborg. Alita's a cyborg, and Tiger's just a normal person who could whoop your fucking ass.
Alita can hit me over the top of the head with her wooden katana all she wants. Just keep Alita away from me.
Alita can hit you over the head with
I heard that too.
wooden katana all she wants. Just keep Alita away from me.
That's it. Yeah, Tiger. Tiger can hit me with her wooden sword.
Okay. Her kendo, yeah. Well, here's the thing. You got here's the deal. I got here's the thing. Now I'm gonna have to watch just to see, because like, is there a moment where Alita gets mad? That is,
there's a couple moments.
Yeah.
But she's a cyborg, so who cares? She's not real anyway. At least not yet. Not until they get these sex robots like really fit with their AI.
Did you guys hear about how the people that were behind Alita actually helped a amputee get bionic arms?
I did not hear that.
Yeah, I heard about it today. I think it was Geeks and Gamers. I think Jeremy was talking about Captain Marvel versus Battle Angel, and like how Captain Marvel is like, yeah, we brought some girls to watch Captain Marvel, but and like I said, this is from when I think it was him. Don't quote me. But the people behind Battle Angel, a girl had both of her arms removed, an amputee, and they got together and got her basically new arms.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if this reaches Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, A, I watch your show, bro. B, if I misquoted you, I don't have Twitter, but hit me up and let me know if I made a mistake or not.
Okay, then. So this next part, anyone can freely comment on. Rather than implicitly explain Alita's body looks how it does because it's how the androids were designed, similar to the way her eyes are so large. Battle Angel plays it off like this is Alita's own idea of warrior body. one with sexualized proportions and seemingly very little muscle. Sure, we know Alita was likely programmed to believe that. All right, hang on, stop. I've got to say something right now. So she's forgetting one major part of the movie. This is the part of the movie where she was also. So right after she gets this new body, what's the first thing she does? She goes to find Shugo to show it off. There's your reason.
Mm-hmm. She's in love.
And she's also late teens, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's an adult, because from what I'd seen in the movie, it looks like a fucking child.
Well,
anime.
She's technically 300 years old. Technically, but if you want to go into body aspects, she's supposed to be around her late teens, early 20s.
Okay.
She doesn't have an exact age.
And yes, John Doe, we do know this is fantasy and it's not real. It's also one of these things that instead of just sitting and enjoying the film, and she's picking it apart because of one thing. It's the fact that she's not this Mandy Moore isn't taking the whole show and going, this is problem I see here, this is here. She's focusing on one little detail that wasn't even a major part of the show. So it's not so much that it's fantasy, i.e. not real. It's the fact that they are, once again, cherry picking something that has no bearing on the movie and instead are trying to blow it out of proportion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like this. I got into a debate. I'm not going to name who because I don't want to. I'm not going to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to bring up. At the end of the day, we all talked it out and became fine and dandy. During the movie, during the trailers, they showed the trailer for a new Men in Black film.
Yep.
So I got into a conversation with someone because I stated I didn't like the movie. I don't think it was gonna be a good movie from the trailer I watched. By no means am I saying don't watch the film. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not gonna go watch it because I don't like it, because it reminds me of these things. Now, if Molly here wanted to simply say, well, I don't really like what the movie is going. I think Alita was too sexualized and it's just not for me. That's one thing. But when you write an article like this, you're trying to convey to people not to watch it or to throw a fit about it. So if I was to go through and say, yeah, I think this new Men in Black movie is going to be shit, and I don't think anyone needs to watch it because it should have stayed at 1, and that's my opinion. That's what I think needs to happen. Yeah, I fully expect criticism. I fully expect somebody to come down on me.
No. But here's the thing, though. You just led that statement with, I think that this movie is going to be shit. You're just... Yeah, to you. You are just purely stating your opinion. The way this article is going about is, no, look at what they did.
Yeah. That's the big difference. And that's what I'm saying.
A female character look female. Holy shit balls.
Yeah. But then that's what I'm trying to get at. Is I could understand if it was her opinion and she made that opinion, this ain't the way to do it. And if it was just her opinion, she didn't like the movie, let bygones be bygones. Okay, you think she's too sexualized? Go from there. But yeah, like I said, that's not what this is. So where was that at?
Yeah, because notice how they're talking, they've always talked about, like, again, with like Captain Marvel, how they need how she is supposed to be the end all be all superhero, female superhero. Or you have Rey on one side who can do no wrong. You in this, you actually have a character who grows, she matures, you see her learn things, she becomes a better character, she makes mistakes. She's a actual character. And the one thing this psycho focuses on is
she's too sexualized.
Yeah, she has. It's a metal body.
This is probably one of the writers. It's probably this is speculation. I don't know this person, so it may be true. It may not be true. I don't claim what I'm saying is true. So that disclaimer's out here. This sounds like the talk of some of those right-wing feminists saying that, you know, full body sex toys is discriminating against women.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's the kind of person that's writing this article.
Yeah, because she's not going after the whole movie. If she was, I didn't like the way X did this. I didn't like the way her body looks here. I didn't like the way she got her ass kicked here. I didn't like this. Okay, if you're going to review the movie, review the movie.
All right, so with that being said, I have 3 major criticisms of the movie itself. And the major criticisms, I feel like that they would change, make the movie better. So, first one, the acting seems forced. 2, some of the actors, when they're acting, act like there's a stick shoved up their ass. And 3, the story goes well in places, but there are some places where it gets shaky and doesn't feel like it fully flows over to it completely to the next segment of the story. It feels like, that's why I was talking about that structure. It just feels like shaken and it's rushed at times. Those are my 3 major criticisms of the movie. That's it.
Yeah. Visually, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The way that they actually, again, like I was saying about her as a whole, the way in 2 hours, they showed, the actual growth of this character. Don't kink shame the stick in the ass.
No, all right. So the actor that plays Ito, there's 3 or 4 different scenes where he's walking along. He looks stiff. He looks hunched over. It looks like he's tense. I mean, it looks like he's walking around with a stick up his ass. I'm sorry. Anyways, moving on with the article so we can get done with this.
Yeah.
But the way the movie depicts this scene, especially in the context of having established Alita as a free-thinking and rebellious character, having her conform to anyone else's ideas doesn't make sense.
It was her own thinking that gave her the body.
Yeah, I was going to say, who says it's not her own idea?
States.
Having
her
her
subconscious is doing this.
All right, so no, listen. Having her conform to anyone else's ideas doesn't make sense. Further, it also doesn't make sense that any woman, human or cyborg, having the opportunity to transform their body into that of a warrior's would enlarge her breasts and trim her arms, waist, and legs, for example, of how actual women think warrior women should look in media. Just look to the redesign of She-Ra of Netflix animated, or the Amazonian warriors of the Mascot and Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman. She is using the new She-Ra as a basis of what a warrior woman should look like.
You mean you look at her and, like, if it wasn't for the name She-Ra, you wouldn't be able to tell what gender she was?
No, it's Hank Venture cosplaying She-Ra.
Yeah.
Wow.
And let's face it, okay. What was the name who played the gal who played? It was Gal something or other who played Wonder Woman.
I can't remember her name.
Anyway, A, former Israeli military. She was a soldier. She knows how to fight. B, yes, she's very attractive. But she also looked like that she would kick your ass. True, most guys would probably have boners when she was doing it, but that's beside the point. You would die happy.
Okay, I'm looking
more.
No, there's one more paragraph, but I'm looking at this scene. Yeah, she looks hot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything over sexualized about it.
No. If anything, she looks like she's going to kick your ass, and she's very live. With the way her fighting style is, which is very acrobatic, very gymnastic, very kung fu.
Very elegant.
Yeah. You wouldn't want big, bulky biceps. You wouldn't want legs that, could crush the windscreen of a car. And you wouldn't want a super thick waist. You would want to be nimble. As we saw when she first got her berserker body, she goes through this whole contortionist thing that, if you ever seen Cirque du Soleil, they are not thick people.
It goes back to what you and me were talking about earlier, KG. Dex fighters.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, you know what?
John Doe says in chat, meatheads can't run fast.
Yeah. So when you take it away, what do you think about that so far?
I'm sorry, can we show this on YouTube? Because I think this is pretty offensive.
Too right, brother. Too right.
But no, it's like there's a difference between being built as a brick shit house and someone that's elegant, trained in a type of martial art, because Panzerkunst is the first martial art to anticipate combat in zero gravity, originating on Mars. It's the fighting style used by Alita, and with the exception of a handful of practitioners, is nearly extinct. The name of all Panzerkunst moves are disciplines are in German and
Practitioners?
Yeah, called I can't fucking pronounce that.
Kunstler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway you look at it, she's not going, yeah, she's got boobs. Congratulations. So does what? Women and some guys. It was what she saw as ideal. So what? She's still able to do what she's supposed to do. Yeah, robots don't need bulk to have strength. So yeah, this whole article is basically her pissing and moaning about one thing.
Next, because she thinks Alita's too sexualized.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and finish this article, and we'll kind of talk about the rest of it. To apply that, Alita would choose a sexualized ideal female body type over a more practical, less sexualized one isn't just laughable. I got 2 words from Naruto: sexy jutsu. It walks. It goes against.
That's the sexy no jutsu.
Excuse you.
Sexy no jutsu.
Well, yeah, I mean, just.
If you really want to get complicated, harem no jutsu.
Oh my god.
It goes against everything established about her character. She's a character who is. I'm so glad that she knows what her character is. Have you not seen Japanese culture? He gets everything established about her character.
The most important question: would you smash or pass? I personally think I would wine, dine, and very nicely ask. Because if I tried to smash, I'm pretty sure that could go wrong for me real quick.
Yeah. Be kind, and then ask.
Yeah.
She's a character who
Yeah, I would totally hit that.
She's a character who is depicted using her body to fight and isn't even shown caring much about how it looks. Bullshit! There's a scene where she actually could ask Shugo. There is in the movie.
And what's the first thing she does when she gets out of bed and checks her? After she checks her body out, she gets dressed.
But in the moment of her transformation, all that seems to be thrown out the window simply so the movie can justify making sure that main female character has a sexy body isn't a disservice not just to the character of Alita, but to Alita Battle Angel's female viewers. That's why I have an issue with this article. Is she's speaking for everyone when everyone probably doesn't want her to speak.
Yeah, someone tell this this hack to go back and start, go back and write about something like, oh, I don't know, soap operas and how they are troublesome. Okay, because this was not troublesome. This was not a disservice. Sexy women aren't real. Duh. Kadant, would you like to field that one?
I'll let you guys talk real quick. I'll be right back.
Field what one, please?
That sexy women aren't real.
It depends. All right, so you guys are going on about this, and you forget that I am actually one of those kinds of people who does have an issue with overt sexualization. Now, I want to see this movie because I don't believe in critics' views, especially when they're people like this who immediately will go to watch something and hunt for negative against what their side believes, because I've seen it both on when it comes to people talking about Captain Marvel or She-Ra or anything like that. I've seen it on one side in that respect, and then I see it on the other side with people like this fucking woman who's talking about Battle Alita Angel or Battle Angel Alita. And I'm just like, I want to see it, and I'm going to make judgments for myself on whether or not I even like the movie. If I just so happen to notice, say, overt sexualization of her, of the character, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? And I'm actually a really firm believer in, almost all women can be sexy. Mm-hmm. I've seen some gorgeous women who are ugly as fuck because they're dumb cunts. And I've seen some physically less than appealing women who are some of the most beautiful people I've ever met. So it's not about I think the term sexy isn't quite the if you're talking about, is there such thing as are physically appealing women, do they exist? Well, yes they do, because and yeah, they're real, mostly because like to each their own. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I know I'm totally going completely off.
Is that before or after the beholder hits you with a death ray?
It depends on what it is that the beholder is getting to behold. Okay. Like squeezy, squeezy, nice titty. You know, you got an A in the hand or a D in the hand. Like either way, is the beholder happy? Then hey, they're beholding something real good for them.
Behold them.
So,
No, John, we caught your sarcasm, but we're also trying to cover some dead airtime while Sparky goes off to do whatever.
And they could be beholders, you know?
That's true.
Like anti-hero is my beholder because I have B cups. By the way, yes, that sound was exactly what you thought it was. That was me slapping my own titty.
I can't. I'm not going to be able to stand up for a second. Okay.
Now, if I was to read this article, and it was depicting the TX from Terminator 3,
mm-hmm.
I would have to incline to maybe agree a little bit on that one, but not this. I just don't see it. But at the end of the day, these are our views, our opinions, and if you want to take what we say and use it for yourselves, that's completely up to you. We're not telling you what to do. These are just our opinions. Watch the movie for yourself and get your own liking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
At the end of the day, that's the biggest thing. I like seeing what other people say about something. I like seeing their views. I like seeing their opinions. I like, that's what makes me decide if I'm going to go watch a show or not. And if it's one of those ones, I tell you, go ahead, judge for yourself. By all means, judge for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I don't want you to fully take my word for it, but I do want you to take what I'm saying and, listen to what makes it good for me or bad for me. But I don't want you to take what makes it good for me and bad for me and apply it to yourself. I want you to make your own determination for that one.
Well, and here's the thing. When I'm going to go and see this movie, because I do plan to see it, when I go and see it, I'm going to go in. It's going to be like the opposite of when you go and watch a movie that's based off a book, but you've never read the book before. Well, I'm going to go and watch this movie having never seen the anime or anything about the anime. I'm just going to go and watch. And I'm going to watch for the sake of enjoyment and not, trying to compare and contrast it to the anime. And it may even push me to want to watch the anime if the story is good enough that I've enjoyed it. Because I think that's something that a lot of people don't do anymore. They're too busy comparing and too busy hunting for negatives that they just don't go in and watch the movie. Like, I get a lot of shit for this, but I like the new Star Wars because I'm not comparing it to the old ones. And when I see little things here and there that, like, little snippets, little nods, just little ones that happen that do remind me of the old Star Wars, I get a little extra happy on top of it because I have seen all the Star Wars beforehand, both the prequels and the original.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not trying to. Well, it's not like this, so it should not exist.
Yeah, it's not, to me, I'm not going to watch it, for it to be like, okay, let's see if they do the old Star Wars any justice. No, this is a new kind of Star Wars. Sure, right. It's still connected to the story, but it's growing in a new story. Now, when it comes to shit like Rogue One, that pissed me off.
Yeah.
But I'm not. But that's not what this is about. This is about Battle Angel Alita, and I'm gonna go watch this with the hope of just seeing a good movie and being entertained.
And this is where KG has to step in and say something. I don't mean to cut you off, Kadan. I love you to death. You're dead to me.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Ask Ish how I reacted to The Last Jedi.
You know what? Feel free. You can react how you want. If it's not something you liked, if it's not something you enjoyed, then it's not something you liked and it's not something you enjoyed. I liked and enjoyed it. That's on me. It's just like saying, like, obviously, if we were both like, well, pineapple belongs on pizza, there's gonna be many people who are like, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
But it's our own taste.
Yeah.
So who cares?
It's like I'm not gonna eat it. I guess that makes more for you.
Exactly.
It comes up like I was saying with like I said, the new Men in Black trailer. I don't like it. To me, myself, I honestly think it should have stopped at 1 because the second one, the third one just didn't make sense. There's 2 out there. It didn't bring me in.
Wait, a third one?
Yeah, they did, and now they're making a 4th one.
Oh,
well, can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
Listen, KG.
Yeah.
You did not like Last Jedi, but I did. I think we can still get along over the things that we do like. And can we at least both agree that if anybody says, I'm a Star Wars fan and Rogue One was amazing, they're fucking liars and they need to get the fuck out because Rogue One was shit.
The only thing I liked about Rogue One was Donnie Yen.
You know what? I liked Donnie Yen. I'm going to admit I liked the Darth Vader. I like the Darth Vader scene at the end, but I especially like the Darth Vader pun.
Which one?
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Yes. That is true.
I like that's the only thing that I took away from the Rogue One movies was the Darth Vader scenes. That was it. That is the only reason why I went to go see Rogue One. That was it.
I got you one better.
What's that?
Of it.
What?
I hadn't seen Rogue One, but I've already heard how horrible it was, so I had no intention of seeing it in the first place.
There's been one Star Wars
movie. You the power of the dark side.
There's only been one Star Wars movie since the original out in 1977. There's only been one Star Wars movie that I have not seen, and that was Solo.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. I mean,
the Star Wars stories that they're doing in between the new trilogy, and that's probably something that's helped me be like, okay, this new trilogy is amazing, because after seeing Rogue One, I was livid. I was absolutely livid. But then Last Jedi to me was a bit of fresh air in comparison to Rogue One. And then how out came Solo. Oh, wait, can we all agree on one thing? Because Starwind has never seen Rogue One, so he can't agree with us on the fact that it's absolute shit. But can we all agree that Dragon Ball Evolution,
it can go die in a tire fire?
Yep.
Ah, thank you.
Never seen it.
Okay, that's fine, KG. You don't need to. Do you like Dragon Ball?
Believe it or not, I love Dragon Ball. I've got the RPGs for Dragon Ball.
Do not. Do not.
It'll sour the taste. It'll sour the taste.
The reason why I didn't watch it is for a very weird reason. I am a huge Chow Yun-Fat fan.
Okay.
And hearing that he was playing Master Roshi, I could not do it. Mm-hmm. I love the man too much to see him.
Yeah. So this is what Dragon Ball Evolution does to the original Dragon Ball Z.
He keeps kicking me in the deck. Why does he keep kicking me in the deck?
Sparky.
Yes.
Have you watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged yet?
I've seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Are you a Yoshi?
Oh, it's Hellsing Abridged you've not seen.
Yeah, I haven't
Sparky,
seen.
Can that be the next on the list? Instead of us watching Log Horizon, can we watch Hellsing? It's shorter. It's a shorter series than Log Horizon.
I think the last episode for it just came out. I think.
I know.
All right. I'm gonna ask one question. Are we going to be able to complete one episode?
I mean, I'll keep myself muted so you don't hear me squealing and laughing and coming.
But then we're going to hear from KG that a place flooded, and we'll know exactly what happened.
Yeah, he'll the entire state, the entire Western hemisphere has flooded over, and we are still figuring out the source. And Keiichi's like,
God,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We can watch Dragon Ball Z. Oh, not Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Bridge. We can see a Bridge Saga.
Sweet.
I'll agree to that one because
oh, it'd be so good.
50 episodes does seem a bit much. That's one of those ones that I've got to sit down and that's a 50 episode show is something I won't watch on my computer desk. I move that shit to the front room and I couch potato that shit.
Yep. Agreed.
Now 10, 12, 13 episode shows, even 25 episode shows. Yeah, I'll sit through it on my computer desk and watch it. But anything past that, it's like, nope. But oh fuck, I was gonna say something. It had to do with Star Wars. I only have two main criticisms about the new Star Wars. Learn how the hyperdrive cannon walks in the original Star Wars, and learn how lightsabers walk, and learn how the Force walks. That's the only thing I gotta say with the new shows. That's it. I mean, besides from that, it could be a different take on it, and it looks good.
I'm gonna keep my teeth together.
I mean,
the level of vitriol I have when I watched The Force Awakens, I liked it. I had problems with it, but The Last Jedi is no. I've got way too many issues, way too many problems, and we could do an entire show just on me telling how much I hate and no.
Now,
we'll do that.
Listen, I can also tear Last Jedi apart, but I grasp onto the things that I like because I'm really, really sick and tired of negative. You know, when it comes to my life in general, whenever I see the positive that I can, I grasp onto it. Like I really liked seeing Kylo Ren's growth. And fuck everybody, I know Kylo Ren, blah 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 blah. But I saw his character was probably the best developed in the entire movie and in the entire series thus far. There's still a hell of a lot more issues, but I will grasp on and hold on and enjoy all the parts that I found that I could enjoy.
And I'm not going to try and take that away from you.
Yeah, John Doe's got a good point. They did try to cram too much into the movie, so
yeah, and I think I blame Ryan Johnson. I blame him because he's the one who took, because J.J. Abrams, was it J.J. Abrams?
It was J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams had basically like handed Ryan Johnson, he's like, all right, you're going to direct this. I got a load of other shit that I'm going to be working on, but here's a guideline as to where we were trying to go with this. And Ryan Johnson basically shat on it, puked on it, and then tossed it in the trash and was like, all right, time to rewrite this stuff.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Yep.
Well, this is also a guy who flat out has said that part of his thing about doing movies is pissing off part of the audience. If he hasn't pissed off half the people in the theater, he didn't do his job right.
Oh, Sparky.
What?
I did double check something real quick. Hellsing Abridged is only 7 videos.
Okay. Yeah, Brock has told me that last week. So, yeah, I mean, it should be fun. I've only seen like the first 3 or 4 episodes.
I've only ever seen the original Hellsing. I haven't seen the new one.
God. You're in for a laugh riot, KG. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think we all watch it together.
I'd like that.
I'd be up for it.
So with that, I mean, we kind of went over a little bit on how one of these episodes goes, but oh well. There's actually one thing I want to bring this up at the beginning, but I completely fucking forgot about it. So I spoke a little bit about this on my update channel revision video I did 2 videos ago. So I'm going to start going back to OBS for MechAniTuesdays. Be a little bit of a drain on my internet, but oh well, I'll make it look better than just Hangouts. I have yet to get you two in a corner, KG and so on, and actually hash this out. So we can hash this out real quick. About the design, I wanted to go for the OBS layout. So I explained a little bit to you guys, and I also explained a little bit in that last video. I want it to look like a cockpit from like Gundam or Evangelion or Pat Labor. Actually, I'm thinking more or less like Pat Labor a little bit. And, you know, having like radar screens around with different things going on, like GIFs of different 3D generated objects. Having an opening of a cockpit, and through it having different like scenes from shows, or, you know, random outside scenes, area views, space views, stuff like that. Well, it makes it look like you're doing something. And then one of the screens will be the comments, one will be the Hangouts and or Discord if you use Discord. The other one, random gifts and something like that. What's your guys' idea about that, or your thoughts about that?
I think you actually mentioned that to us a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
I
did. I just never got a chance to talk to you guys about it yet.
Yeah, because I remember we were sending each other pictures and doing, what do you think about this one? What do you think about that one? I thought we already decided on it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought we already said go for it.
The 9th of February, we discussed that.
Yeah.
I remember
we
like
have it.
Black Warrior and that kind of stuff.
Well, that's also been 2 weeks ago, and we haven't got to talk to each other within that time.
Okay, that is true. That is very true. Yeah. So I think it's a beautiful idea.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've got some ideas going. My problem is I can make it, and I've got the stuff that I can clip out, draw, and stuff like that to make it. But I've got to go to my fiance's computer to do it, because she's the one that has the drawing screen tablet. I don't. And I can't use it on my computer.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Well, it's a monitor. Right. And I've got a 3-monitor setup, and when I plug that fucker in, it shuts my other 3 monitors down and reverts it all to that one. So I've got to go through and reset a bunch of shit to use it. So it's just easier using it on her computer. So I have to do it on her computer, and we'll have her do it. Or if somebody wants to, I am more than glad to pay for it. If somebody feels like that they can convey the idea of what we want, I'm more than glad to pay a commission. Send me a message in my Discord, send me a message through my Twitter, and we'll talk and we'll set something up. Because if I can't get a commission from someone to do it, then I'll most definitely try to do it myself. I just don't know how long it'll take. And Antoine's starting to beat me in quality of video now, so I've got to stump my game up. I mean, I can't be be fast.
Yeah, that no.
So yeah, I just want to get what you guys thought about that live. What did you think about that, Kadant? You think that'd be a good idea?
I think it sounds like it'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the idea in my head of how it's gonna look like, and it makes it. I think it'll look better in Manifest Destinies. I think it'll look better than what Antoine's got set up right now. I'm trying to think of other streamers I've seen recently, and I mean, it's a unique idea, and it makes the everyone's got their own unique background. I have my own unique background. But that's all it is. It's just a background for something to be placed on, and it looks pretty. I want this to look like it's functional. I want you to look at the background and make you feel like that you're in a fucking armored tank with things going on while we're talking about mech anime, cyberpunk, steampunk, anything like that. Now, I want the layout to make it look like that you can interact with it at any place you look. So I think that would bring out a really unique quality and possibly make the show pop a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's go through and read the comments real quick. Sparky, one idea. How about take a high quality picture of a cab of a truck and delete out the interior? That's actually one of the things I have. I actually have a picture I can use as a reference to do that, and that was actually going to be one of my ideas. Problem is like I said, it's got to take me some time to do that. And if I can hire somebody for a commission to do that and they can do it done quickly, I would go that route. Otherwise, it'll probably take me a couple weeks to get done. I'm not saying I can't do it. I'm just saying it's just got to take time.
2 years later, I got it done, guys.
Yeah. That's no joke. So
You're a busy guy. Let's call it what it is, dude. You're a busy guy.
Now, as far as participants we had today, we had Kadun.
What's up, bitches?
We had Jesse Bug. We had Stallone in the chat. We had John Doe. And we can't forget everyone's favorite bitch, Nightbot.
Fuck you, Nightbot. Do your fucking job.
And he's actually been doing his job today. So
Yeah, he has been.
Do a good Nightbot.
he wasn't doing his job last week, though. And
None of us were doing our job last week.
Exactly.
If Nightbot is able to pull off our jobs, I'm going to have issues.
No, I've got something to tell you guys. So, someone called last Tuesday. I'm sick. I'm going to have to cancel. I'm not going to be able to do this. Okay. I've got to get the show done because I'm getting tired of sitting on the fucking holding pattern for Steam Boy for 3 fucking months. We got to get this done so we can move on. So I was like, okay, KG will be there. So I called Brockus up. Hey, do you mind guest starring or guest hosting on MechAniTuesdays? We're talking about Steam Boy. Have you seen it? Yes, I've seen it. Okay, do you want to talk about it with us? Sure, I'll be there. He gets a hold of me about the same time you get a hold of me, KG. It's like, something came up with you and you couldn't do it. So I'm sitting there with, I'm just going to be there with Brockus. And he comes by, he's like, yeah, sure. When you going to start this? I can do this. It's like, never mind, Brockus. My other co-host just said he couldn't come either. So there's kind of no point.
You still should have gone and done it anyway.
Nah,
This computer would have blown up, KG, at the rate this curse has been going.
Yeah.
But no, I do. I've always thanked him live on the Valentine's Day stream I did. But I'm going to thank him on MechAniTuesday stream. I do want to throw a thank you to Brockus. He did agree to come on in the future. He's actually real interested. He hasn't seen our shows because for some reason YouTube unsubscribed him from the channel, but he resubscribed to the channel. And he's been going through and watching the episodes. And he's actually really interested and wouldn't mind hopping on a couple episodes, especially if we talk about like Dolly and the Franks and some other shows like that. So he's more than welcome on. I'm pretty sure you guys don't have an issue.
No, as long as people are coming on and talking about the show or being eye candy in the case of one of us, Sparky, you sexy beast, you. It's all good.
They don't call me Sparkles for nothing.
Yeah, you do like it when it's twilight, though.
Wait, hey, Sparky. Sparkles. Sparkle. Sparkles.
Yes.
Do the thing.
Is that all I am to you? It's
Yes. I mean, no, of course not. No. Fucking do it. Do it for me. Do it for Big Daddy. Good
I'm
time.
gonna. Oh, I'm fine. We'll close the show out with this, the long one.
Oh, you know I like the long ones.
3, 2, 1. Approval. Situation A recognized. Commencing the Cromwell invocation. Ability restrictions lifted for limited use until the enemy has been rendered silent.
It's so good.
Hey, Sparky,
What?
is it sad when Kurthol gets ready to do his thing? I'm going to need that bit too.
Who knows?
I'm so glad my camera's not on because you guys don't need to see where my
Turn the
hand
camera on.
is.
Turn the camera on.
Turn it on. Turn it on. No.
Oh, don't worry. I am already. I mean, what?
Don't worry. None of us, at least 2 of us in this is already turned on. One very obviously. The other one, I've said too much.
So I have been joined by my regular co-hosts, Killer Groove and Stormwind, along with our beautiful guest co-host. Always welcome here, Kadun. So everyone say goodbyes.
What are we doing next week?
I actually don't know. I haven't thought about that one.
Okay,
Do the thing.
just an FYI, the first full week of March, I am out of town.
I think that's gonna be an off week, isn't it?
Theoretically, but I figured I'd throw it out there just in case.
So what all we gotta cover next week? That is a good topic. Yeah, it is our off week.
Okay. Good question.
Well, I have an idea.
Oh
Well,
God.
we can. You guys can figure that out. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night,
Oh, no.
everybody.
I've already got an idea. I could play it real quick.
No.
Yes.
They have to wait. Make them wait and play it for us in the off air.
Teaser.
God damn. You know what? You know what? Do me a favor, Sparkles.
What's that?
Play it for me and KG and don't tell Starwind.
Charles already got a good idea of what it is. So
He already knows what it is.
Okay, well then there you go. The audience doesn't need a teaser. Bye-bye, audience. Thank you for joining.
Take care, guys.
Good night.
Do the thing. Do the thing again. Do the thing again for me. Come on, do it for Big Daddy Kadut.
Give it